I remember when I first started self-improvement, I started by running. I would aim to run as many days as possible, but several times I wouldn't be able to do it. But this all changed when I got into the gym and started weightlifting. All of a sudden, my patchy exercise record where I couldn't get consistent became something that was simply just like that. I was able to do it every single day without much discipline. I was just able to do it. And I was wondering to myself, why was I able to go so inconsistently in running and then suddenly be able to just get into the gym and just do it all the time? Well, it's because I had a passion for weightlifting. As soon as I started lifting weights, I realized that it was something I really enjoyed the feeling of and really enjoyed doing. And that feeling became sort of addictive to me. A feeling of just lifting heavy things. And it kept me coming back. I was truly passionate about it. And that's what made it so easy for me. It was the feeling of lifting heavy things and the feeling of seeing progress and seeing myself start to fill out. That was that addictive feeling that kept me coming back. And it's that passion that I built over the last couple of months that has kept me going every single day, apart from rest days. Let's face it, motivation is not an effective strategy. It isn't. Of course, it's great to be motivated to do hard things, but if we rely solely on motivation, then we're never going to achieve the success we want. Think about it like this. Take two businessmen. Two people, they're doing the exact same business. One of them is slightly further ahead, right? But he only does the work when he's motivated to do it. This guy here, who's slightly behind, he has a passion for what he's doing. How much money do you think this guy's going to make in the long term compared to this guy? It's going to be less, right? This guy's just going to blow him out the water. Because he has a passion, he'll do work even when he doesn't feel like doing work. He will do the hard work, especially when he doesn't feel like it. Because he has a passion, a deep love for his work. Whereas this guy's just doing it for money. He doesn't really care about the work, but he cares about the money. So he'll only do it when he is motivated to do it. But this guy will always do it because he actually enjoys the work. He will slaughter the other guy. You will always get better results when you're doing something you're actually passionate about compared to something you're not, because you'll be willing to put more work in because you actually care about the thing. That's why I have this YouTube channel. I tried making YouTube videos. I found that I really enjoyed the process of writing and filming, so I kept doing it. I found that I was passionate about making content. That's what I don't get about side hustles and things. Like when you're doing side hustles, most of the time you aren't going to be passionate about what you're making or what you're selling. Because all these side hustles that you hear about, they don't involve any like really deep thinking. It's just you do the work. Sure, there may be people that do enjoy these side hustles that really value the money. But for me personally, I don't understand the thought process behind it, because you're basically just doing a regular ass job. That's what you're doing because you don't enjoy it. You're just doing it at home, and there's like slightly a very high ceiling compared to a regular job, but you're still not enjoying the job. Why would you want to work from home if you're not even going to enjoy it anyway? Well, that's the whole point. to be your own boss and to actually enjoy the work you do. Not to just hate your work even more, but just have more money. Because we know that more money won't make you happy. It'll just make things easier in the long run, but it won't make you happy. What's the point of having the money if you actually hate the process and actively dislike earning the money? The possibilities of success when you are truly passionate about something are simply just greater. They just are. They're greater than motivation. Because when you're deeply passionate about something, you're gonna put in more work. You're gonna work harder, you're going to work longer, and you're going to do it in spite of it not making as much money at the moment. You'll be willing to persist and follow through. Plain. You'll be more willing to make sacrifice for things you're passionate about. Of course, there are people out there that don't even really care about passion and they simply just want success. They don't care what it's in, but they'll do it because they just want to succeed. There are these weird exceptions, but most of the time, it is really a deep passion is why you choose to get into a field or get into entrepreneurship and all this stuff, because you have a passion for something. This is why most professional athletes are absolutely in love with their sport. They were able to make the sacrifice to go out in crappy weather and train by themselves for hours of the day. And they committed to this every single day. That's how they got so good. Of course, they would have had some sort of natural ability to begin with, but they grew and grew on it. There would have been these players that weren't good when they were young, but they kept growing throughout their time practicing, because that's all it is. It's just practice. But it was their passion that allowed them to practice so much. There's no other way they could have got their success. If they had no passion for football or for rugby or for any of their sports, they wouldn't have persisted and kept practicing. But it's that love for their sport that kept them practicing, that kept them doing it even when it was raining, or even when it's windy and cold outside and wet. They kept practicing and they believed they could make it. And without that belief and that love for their sport, they wouldn't have been anywhere near good enough to make it. The message I'm trying to get across to you in this video is to do things you love, or find things you love. You probably already know at least one thing in your life that you're passionate about. One thing that you really love to do and that you could do for hours on end. Put time into that. If you think it's a valuable thing to put time to and you really enjoy doing it, then put your time into it. It can be a sport, it can be playing an instrument, exercise, business, it can be anything. And often you will have multiple passions. You just have to figure them out. You don't need motivation for passions. Because really, you can be motivated to do things that you don't even want to do. I suddenly have the motivation to study a couple of days before an exam. But when it comes to exercise, I'm able to do it every single day with very little discipline at all, because I truly have a passion for exercise and weightlifting. Passion is your happy place. It's the thing you're good at. It's the thing you love. It's the thing you can do endlessly. Motivation is and will always be temporary, but passion is permanent. So choose to focus on the things you're passionate about. Choose to let these things be the things that you do almost every single day, because you're likely to be more talented in these areas, and therefore you got a head start on others. So take advantage of that head start. I love you all. Now stop consuming and go create.